Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For trucks, obviously. On the lot.
He became steel resistant.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast. You're here with Earthworks Hub, and I have a guest with me tonight by the name of Reese Cooper from Cooper Civil. Reese, how you going, man?
Yeah, good, bro. Good.
That's it. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, I suppose we always start with the same sort of thing, man. Just give us a bit of a rundown on yourself for those of us that don't know you. So tell us a bit about your background and the business.
Yeah, well, originally from New Zealand, moved over here 2001, lived all over, lived in England, started the business 9 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of travel with driving excavators and mining, forestry, demolition, civil. So just been right around, sort of honed my skills, worked with other guys, other companies, new companies. It was good.
So 9 years, man, 9 years. And where are you guys actually based in Brisbane or?
Yeah, we're on the sunny coast, Coolum, but southeast Queensland, we pretty much cover.
Yeah. So from New Zealand, you came straight there. Good choice, probably, man. Yeah, of all the
Oh no, I
places.
moved to Victoria logging. Yeah. And
Oh,
then
really?
yeah, man, I was working in the snow. I was like, yeah, F this, man. I need to get in the machine. You know what I mean? I was climbing
Yeah.
steep logging. Yeah, we were logging like this with the cable. And I watched the boys in the diggers with their singlets, and I was like, I didn't move to Australia to work in the snow. So yeah, greased my way into a road lining crew. So it was good.
There you go, man. There you go. Beautiful. I've been to New Zealand actually. I did some work there when I was in my previous role. So when I worked for Waddle, I don't know if you know the Waddle paints. You know the paint brand.
Yeah.
They had in Auckland. They had a branch in Avondale, and then they had one
Yeah.
in Christchurch as well. So I used to go over there every now and then, do some stuff. Are we from the south or the north? South
No,
Island?
bottom of the north. Yeah, bottom of the North Island. Yeah, grew up on a farm. That's how we learnt to drive machines. So the farmer there, Simon, he said, "I'm not going to teach you how to shear sheep. I'll teach you how to drive machinery because you don't want to shear sheep." I think I'm shorn one sheep, and yeah, I'm so glad he got us into driving machines. I mean, we were like 11 years old driving old machines. You used to start them with a broken toothbrush, and it was pretty wild. But that's where we sort of got our apprenticeship over with by the time we were like 15, it was good.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do that. We'll start on that because before we go deep into Cooper Civil, tell us more about yourself. Yeah. So how did you actually start on the machines for yourself?
Yeah, it was out on the farm. I mean, where we grew up, you couldn't see a house from where we grew up. So we just gravitated to what we wanted to buy ammunition for our guns. So we had to work to get that because our parents didn't have a lot of money. So and then the farmer had so much land and he needed workers. And yeah, like I said, me and my brother would take turns on the machines and he just put us in a dam and was like, run it on half revs until you feel more confident. You know what I mean? And then where we grew up was right near logging, the big logging industry there, Skyline Logging. And then that's all I wanted to do, man, was just drive big machines. You know what I mean? It was And then
Yeah.
when the time came, I went up there and started working just on a chainsaw and breaking out for the Skyline Logging there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I ended up in Australia because with one of my mentors, he was like, I'm going to Australia, and he never did. And I was like, sort of my ears pricked up, and I was like, fuck it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what have I got to
Yeah.
lose? I'll just head
Yeah.
over,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Swearing's allowed, man. Don't worry. Anything goes
Okay,
here,
yeah,
man. It's
sweet.
all good. Anything goes.
Yeah, sweet. So
Yeah. No, anything goes, man.
so
Yeah. So
sort
the
of
logging. Yeah.
I was just going to say teed up some work from New Zealand, embellished a little bit on my resume as everyone does. Went over
Yeah.
here, landed in Victoria with $600 and just got to work. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. A good story. And then how did that lead into the excavating? Like, what happened after that? I know we touched on it a second ago, but yeah, just tell us a bit more.
Yeah, because I had that, I guess the fundamentals. I ended up going labouring for Eastern Construction, and I was labouring and stuff, and the boys would let you jump on a smoko, and then eventually guys just left, and then they need someone in the road lining crew, and I was like, sweet, that's right up my alley because machines and logging, and it was so sick. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, Cool, man. Cool. So I suppose like a lot of people wonder how to get into, machines and stuff. So that's one way to do it, isn't it? And a lot of people say that usually you start off as a laborer. As soon as you get
Mm.
a chance to get in that seat, just go and do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but have some go. Try like there's nothing worse than guys that they don't seem interested in it. You know what I mean? If I find someone, a lot of guys from Instagram I've brought over from New Zealand, and I get real excited because it reminds me of me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just think if someone can just turn up every day, wants to learn, has a go. If they want to be good at labouring, then they'll be good at anything. So yeah. That's what I think. You've got to be the best at what you do, whether it's labouring, whether it's cleaning dishes or anything. And it makes the day go better. And then people will notice and doors will open. And obviously it did for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, no, good, very good. Because it's a common question. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, how do I get in there? I can't even get experience. And yeah, most of the time we all say that, like you got to start as a labourer and that. But also, yeah, it's not about just pushing to get in the machines. You got to actually show that you want to do it. Yeah, not just because a lot of people do think that that's the I suppose that's where they want to get to. That's the pillar. I want to get to be an operator, but they
Yeah.
don't understand once they're in there, it's not just as easy as it looks, is it?
No, but I just think if you're a good labourer and you've done the labouring and a digger driver dumps a big pile of sand in that trench, you get pissed. So then when you get in the digger, you're like, man, I'm going to make that guy just stand there and play Candy Crush. I'm just going to do it all for him. You know what I mean? And you're going to be better and better. So you've got to be there in the shit, working around guys that aren't doing it right and then go, I'll do better than that. I'll do better than that. That goes for everything. But you've got to know what it's like to be on the receiving end of your work or, incompetence or lack of effort, I think. So, yeah, that's the way I looked at it anyway. Yeah.
No, I agree, man. I agree. I always say that. I always say put yourself in the other person's shoes. So if I'm, like you say, I'm feeding crushed rock to a concreter or a labourer, I'll try and spread it a bit neater, a bit more even, so he's got less raking to do. And then as well, if that labourer knows that, or the concreter, if he ever gets in the machine, then he'll know why he'll want it to be
Mm,
smoother as well
mm.
for the other person. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly what you
Yeah.
say.
You can't just go straight to a machine because you won't understand how that interacts down the line, how it affects other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There should be an
Nice.
apprenticeship, really. You know what I mean? Like, I just think, yeah, it's weird that there isn't some sort of, the buddy system mentors team up with a guy, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of guys are impatient and they move on. You spend all that effort training them. It does get frustrating. But
It
if you
does.
get those guys that stick around, yeah, it's well worth it. It's good.
Yeah, so true, man. So true. Well, you know what? I do want to touch on that as well after, because I know that you do some side training things and that. Especially, I spoke to
Hmm.
Duffman recently, and he was telling me all about it.
Yep.
But before that,
Yep.
let's go now into Cooper Civil. So, how did that start? Yeah. So, was that what you did when you went from Melbourne to Queensland, or is that
No, no,
did that
I
happen a
was
bit
in
later?
WA in the mines. Yeah, I was in WA in the mines for years. And then you work along with people and they said, oh, there's subbies here. And you're like, what? People own their own machines out here? I didn't even know it was a thing. I thought big companies had to own them. I was like, oh man, that's sick. So as soon as that clicked and I heard that, I was frothing out, man. I was keen. I was like, I want to get my own digger. That'd be legit. And then actually moved over here. And I think the first year I worked here, I earned less than I paid in tax. And I was like, I had heaps of surfing. But yeah, I was just like, dude, something's got to change there. And then I don't know. I just worked with a lot of subbies, and I was like, man, if they can do that, I reckon I can do it better. You know what I mean? I could do a better service. You know what I mean? And that's all it was. I was just driven to get my own machine. So yeah.
Yeah. And then how did it start, man? What was the
Oh,
first
so
part of the
there I was
process?
on at Karoi Takara, worked for 5 different companies. Guys got kicked off sites, went bust, and blah blah blah. And then the supervisor was like, no, we can't put any more subbies on. I was like, and then Zascovate turned up. I was like, dude, I actually quit on the spot. I was like, you said no one could come in here. And then he goes, wait there. And he drove off and got Zach. And I went and met Zach. And Zach just threw me on under him. Never met the guy, just shook his hand. And he put me on under him because Josh had vouched for me. And yeah, that was sick. That's how it started, basically subcontracting for someone. Bought a 24-ton cat off with a gum tree, pretty funny. So it had
Yeah.
140 something hours on it. And then bro, did it on the bones of our ass, straight up. Me, my brother, and my best friend, and my wife. So, yeah, but we got it there. It was hard. It wasn't easy. There's a lot of money you got to come up with up front. And then, yeah, have a look back, basically. Yeah.
There you go, man. And now I imagine there's a massive fleet. From what I see on all the socials, and that looks like you got a fair few machines. What have you got nowadays?
Yeah, we sort of expand and contract with the market. I honestly think perpetual growth is unobtainable in our market. We're the bottom of the food chain, you know. So first to go at any time there. But yeah, so I think we've got to 14 once. A lot of rental gear. It's not ideal. A lot of seat fillers. Again, not ideal. And then we shrunk down to 3 when I bought my partner out. He moved overseas. And then yeah, what are we up to now? I think we're up to 17 machines and like 3 hire machines or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I like what you just said then. It's an ever evolving business. Like, yeah, you're right. You can never really just keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. I mean, you possibly can, but yeah, it goes with the flows and the ebbs and flows, whatever you want to call it. Because I was like that. Yeah, I remember I'd have like like 3 machines, and I had 8. Then I went back to 3, then 4, then 5, and just depending on the work I had, depending if I had enough work, and what the industry was doing at that time. So yeah, you're right. You got to keep moving with it. People just think you got to keep growing all the time, but it doesn't always work like that.
It was weird. It was weird to not grow and to shrink. But then, I don't know, you kind of get caught up in it. Like you're getting pumped up by Hastings Dairying and, Diggers and all this. And you do get caught up in it a bit. And then you're just like, man, sometimes you just get a phone call and you just hang up the phone. And, you're going to make another 20 phone calls to find work or guys or something. I was just like, this is not for me. Yeah. I definitely don't want to be big. It's not my jam. You know what I mean? I'd rather just have it so clients can interact with me. My men can still interact with me. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's keep it small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping it still like personal. Yeah, that's right. So you're still that point of
Yep.
contact always and that. Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's good. And this is what I've been saying. A lot of guys in my podcast are actually saying that they're happy to just stay in their lane and they don't want to go too big. They're happy to just stay with the one-man band and that's it, So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are coming to that realization that maybe more machines isn't more money as well, It depends.
Yeah, I don't know what the scale is. You hear some of the guys you had on there from, like the big mining company. Jeez, it's crazy. But it's good to put it in perspective. You know what I mean? You think you're having a hard time and then you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. When you hear these stories, you're like, oh man, it's
Yes.
good. We've got actually pretty good and just try and be better, not bigger. You know what I mean? Try and refine processes and do all that, not just trying to amass and just grow like that. Try and
A quick shout out to our platinum sponsors, Earth Moving Warehouse and Melbourne Tractors.
I don't know. I got a new accountant. He's badass. He's teaching me all these things. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And how important are you finding it to have a good accountant? Like how important is that to you now, you reckon? Or any business owner?
Oh, dude, crazy, bro. He's half their age and twice as good. And I think we're up to number 7 now. And like he's invested. You can make a phone call. He'll send you a spreadsheet. Give you 23 grand in a phone call. You know what I mean? So he's reactive. It's this new age. Those other guys, man, you feel like an idiot ringing them because they make you feel bad. Yeah. No, it's good. It's
Yes.
really good. It's teaching us about percentages and good finance. The guys at CAT are just amazing. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that I moved to another accountant and we use Xero, the Xero software. And it's just so
Yeah,
easy now with that too, because he just logs in from wherever. I don't have to always go and send him things. He can just log in and see it himself. So it's good. Some accountants still don't believe in those systems, but it's there to help. It makes life easier on both sides.
Yeah, that software side of things, we're currently looking at something to sort of organise like a hive mind for my wife, Ethan Farley's gonna be the plant manager, and myself. Just some of the boys use HirePods and stuff like that. So I'm still looking. It'd be good just to have everything documented in one spot, like live. But I haven't found anything. If you know of anything or any of the guys there, please reach out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got Record Time. I don't know if you've looked at any of their stuff, but Record Time does a fair bit. They've got plant management. They've got scheduling, docketing, all that stuff all in one. So, and they're a sponsor of ours. So if you if you mention Earthworks Hub, they'll give you a good deal, I suppose.
Yeah, cool.
That's a bit of a shout out to
definitely.
Record Time there. Yeah. Bit of
Yeah,
a plug.
boy. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. But yeah, no, I think that's important. Yeah, that's definitely for anyone that has a business. Your accountant is really, really important. And if you can get involved as well, I think it's good to understand a lot of things because you can't. I think those days of just getting a box of receipts and handing them to him and then just hoping for the best, they're gone. You got to actually be a bit more involved.
Yeah, it's funny because I got into Earthworks to avoid paperwork. Thought I was a comedian at school, and yeah, all I wanted to do was go hunting, and yeah, look how that worked out. But yeah, just like now that we're getting into it, I'm enjoying all those the little nuances of business, which I probably would have avoided as a kid. I think, yeah, like I said, the refinement of processes and that's quite fun. You know what I mean? So that's the real part of business. Yeah.
Yeah, very true, man. Very true. Let's talk a little bit about your machines and that then. So you mentioned Cat
Mm.
just
Yep.
earlier, and when I look at
Hmm.
your videos and stuff, you've definitely got a Cat. I don't think I've seen any other brand on there. What is what's your deal there? So what is Cat your preferred brand and why?
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, well, I don't. If I just want the best stuff, you know what I mean. I don't care how much it costs. So if I'm going to turn up to your job and do a job for you, it's going to be Cat. Cat to me, Cat's the best. Komatsu's right there as well. But as soon as this next gen technology came out, I was like, holy shit! You can drive these machines and play PlayStation at the same time. You know, so we've honestly got Kubota, Komatsu, Hitachi. We've got all these because the build times are too slow when clients ask. So yeah, we do have different machines. I think after I went to the Smart Iron up in Townsville with Cat, and to be honest, because of the struggles in business, I was kind of fading away from Cat. I was like, you know, these clients don't care that they just want a machine 25 tons, say. They don't care what color it is. So you're like, oh, I could probably, you know, get more bang for my buck to something less. And then I went up to that Townsville Smart Iron and I was like, I'm back, straight back to Cat. I think as we go forward, this is going to be brand new Cat gear from now on. And I don't care about the bottom line at the beginning because, dude, I've got machines like with 12,000 hours on them, 11,000 hours, and they pump. They're still so good and reliable. So you might pay for it, but it's premium gear. You know what I mean? It's like you get in the hours. It's smarter than everything around. You jump in them and you're like, holy shit, these are awesome. So it's funny. Some of the boys ring me and go, man, I love the next gens. You know, so yeah.
Yeah,
And at the beginning though, dude, I think we went with Cat because Stuart Manton. As we were a startup business, you know, you're a little bit unconfident and you're just, you know, tentative, whatever. Stewie, he grabbed us, man. He was like took us serious, took us in, and it made us feel important, you know. So, yeah, that the relationship there was huge, you know. So he's moved on now, but man, he is a big reason we're Cat.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, dealerships can have that effect. I suppose if someone's really, really good, you got a really good dealer and a good sales rep, I suppose, or an account
Yeah,
manager.
yeah,
It makes a
yeah,
difference, and you do go back because I have to admit, like I went back to the same dealerships because of that reason. They made me feel welcome. If I
mm,
needed something, they'd
mm,
be on it straight away, and they treated me
yeah,
like a massive customer from day one, even when
yeah,
I had one machine only. You know, and
yeah,
that made me keep going back. So you're right.
yeah.
It is. It's a big thing.
Yeah, yeah. Even some of the fitters you meet, they do stuff over the weekend for you. Like they got such a good team. The new guys came in. Glenn, he was awesome. He'd come around, we'd catch up, talk about machines. We'd never talk about the machines, and then after, you know, we're like mates. You know, go surfing with some of the finance guys. Yeah, it is sick, man. Business is all about relationships, and those guys are killing it. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find that, yeah, with businesses, it's not like, I don't know, your friends change a little bit? Like your friends become the people that you're dealing with very often rather than like
Mm.
old school friends and stuff? Do you feel like
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
becomes part of it?
Yeah, totally, dude. I mean, you meet so many people in the industry, and yeah, there's a few gems that stick out, and you become friends with them. You gather them along the line, you know. But yeah, I don't know. For me, man, work ethic. If you're going to turn up to work and flog off, I'm not really interested in you. But if you turn up, you want to grow, you want to learn, and you want to be the best you possibly can for 10 hours at work, I'll spend smokers with you teaching you how to drive diggers, and I have done plenty of times, you know. So yeah, I don't know where I got that from. Maybe growing up on the farm.
Yeah, probably, man. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You had to work,
Yeah.
you know.
There's
Yeah.
no choice, man. Yeah.
Nah, nah. Started young. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. And it does. A lot of the work ethic and that stems from the home. Like even recently, I've been dropping my son off for work experience, and the boss was saying, "Man, I said 7 o'clock. You guys are here at like 6:30 every day or 6:45." And
Mm,
he goes, "I love that." And I was
that's good.
saying, "That's what I want my son to know, man. You get there. It doesn't mean you get there at 7. You get there earlier. And if I'm doing it and showing him, he's gonna do that too. So it starts young.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're
100.
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
Tell us about your tilt rotators and that. I've seen some videos where you've had different brands on there and that. What's your experience
Yeah.
with the tilt rotators?
Man, yeah, I love them. But it just cracks me
Oh,
up, dude. Like, I go and buy one with no rams on it. And if any parts are, you got to wait 6 weeks for them to come from Germany. But mind you, they've been really good. Those guys have been awesome. Yeah, it's not a steel wrist, it's not an Inchcom, which are the two probably most common here. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just saw it on Instagram and I loved it, and the boys got it over the line for me. And yeah, it has been good, man. That one's been really good. And then the cat one, yeah, I guess both of them had a little bit of teething problems, but yeah, it's not. I don't know. I just think, yeah, it's a lot of money to put on there, dude. To be honest, so and sometimes you do wonder, oh, maybe I should have just stuck with the attached two hitch, which is what we run anyways. Um,
yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
the future. It's so sick, man. That pincer, you can use it. It's just safety, you don't even need a labourer around you. I use that more than anything. So, but a time and a
that's
place, yeah, haven't charged more. I just, by the time you show a supervisor, they want that machine back.
yeah. So you think it's worth getting it, I suppose, then, isn't it? So in some ways, still worth getting it.
Yeah, I think so. If I ever was a one man band, I'd definitely do that. You jump on other machines, you're like, damn it, I wish I could turn around. So, but you can't power dig left and right and all that. You've got to dig conventionally, and then you just do all that fancy stuff and dress it up. Yeah, yeah, they're sick, dude. They're real sick. For 15 tonners down, I reckon, be mad. So I would put it in a sandwich so I can take it off and just put the Ripper or GP on it and probably have a shorter boom going forward. So
Oh
that would
yeah,
be, yeah. That's the only thing I think you're a little bit hamstrung, but with not being able to, you feel bad like trying to rip stumps out and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
yeah. So yeah, having that shorter arm, I suppose, means it can be less rocky and stuff too. Is it because of the weight? And that is what you mean?
And if you're loading out, like, yeah, you can't, because, man, they're so long, you know what I mean? And some of those dipper arms are really long on these machines. So I'd just have a shorter one and make up for it.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, because I know I've had different feedback. A lot of people say
Yeah.
they're not worth getting, and then a lot of guys say they got them, and then you've heard someone like Starbucks said that he had them and then got rid of them because he just found guys were just playing around too much with it instead of loading trucks. So it all depends, I
Oh,
suppose,
yeah.
on
That's
what you're
true.
doing with it. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think I'd go bigger than a 15. Like, I think, yeah, I don't know, unless you were sitting on it yourself, to be honest, but that's just my outlook. Like fives and stuff would be sick, and eights, and eight with one and GPS, bro. Oh man, that'd be mad. Yeah.
yes, yeah. No, I think that's probably like an ultimate sort of combo. Yeah, that's right. An
Yeah,
8 tonner
definitely, definitely.
with GPS and tilt rotator, and a couple of guys have
Yeah.
got them
Oh,
recently, and yeah,
mhm.
they love them. They love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Being a combo, I hate lifting those ramps. I'd definitely have a rotator just to take those ramps off every day, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I hated doing the ramps. Yeah, that was the worst thing
Yeah,
ever.
bro,
And
they suck.
I'd try different ways. I remember once I got so lazy and I thought I'll just get the posi track and I'll just like lift them up and then I'll carry them with the posi. And I ended up squishing the ramps. I squashed
Yeah.
them because
Yeah.
they're not as solid as you think. And then I stuffed
No.
up my ramps and then they bent the next time I use them. So yeah, sometimes laziness
Squeal
doesn't
and they're
count.
heavy and you pinch your fingers. Yeah. Yeah. It's not fun at
Yeah.
all.
No, that's it, man. That was my morning workout. Yeah, lifting the ramps in and out.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because I didn't even start with a combo. I started with a 24 tonner, so I was quite lucky straight on to tier one. You know what I mean? So, and then that was it. Went from one job to the Gateway, which was like $1 billion job, and then just once you get to know everybody, you just sort of you can go when they leave and go to other jobs. You just that's how you keep your work flowing. And they're big jobs, so that's mainly what we target as tier one work up here, infrastructure.
Yeah, you did probably similar to me. I started in the 20 as well as my first machine, and a lot of people
Mm.
said I was
Yeah,
crazy,
man.
but I felt like it was easier because I wasn't doing all that finicky detail work
Yeah.
like while I was still
Yeah.
sort of getting my feet around things and that, like
Mm.
finding my feet, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I mix up my words, but while I was finding my feet, I was like in a big machine. I was just mainly loading trucks and that, so it gave me time to get used to it.
Mm.
Is that what you found as well? Is that sort of partly why you went for the big one?
That's kind of only sort of connections I had because that's where I worked. And then I actually, because when I found out it might not happen, I started doing my cert for supervision because I just thought, I'd sort of work for someone as a supervisor and work my way up because I love the industry. And then my wife was like, you don't want to spend more time at work because you're there from 5 till 6 or something like that. And
Yeah,
it was a good call. Yeah, but then sometimes in the business you drive 8 hours to drive a digger for 9 hours. You know what I mean? So it has its
yeah,
pros and cons. But I'm kind of glad I come this way. So yeah, it is. It
yeah.
is good. It's rewarding. Yeah, it's not easy all the time, and some of that stuff people don't see because it doesn't make Instagram. But I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah. Yeah, what are some of those things? Because I know, like, all that after hours floating, before hours floating
Mm,
machines. Do you
mm.
float your own stuff, or do you just get like a float company?
We haven't bought our own float. You have to keep it going all the time, and then a lot of our gear gets moved to site, stays there for a year or two. But we use Boss Hire. We're a hire company up here. We work in really closely with them, and yeah, like we feed each other operators and machinery, and then we float some of their gear. They float ours. They got a float. One of our boys can drive it. So, like last Sunday, we took a machine up to Rockhampton, and we left on Sunday. Arvo just drove all the way up there, and he did. I slept in the back. It was pretty awesome. And then yeah, that stuff behind the scenes, man, all I do is clean diggers these days and answer phone calls. And then some of them are not the best phone calls. You're 7 o'clock at night. You're like, oh, what's this? You know what I mean? So, but again, you have the perks. And if you build a decent culture, a lot of these boys that work for me, they do what I did. They just run their stuff themselves, ring me. This happened. I worked it out, sorted it, and man, that's awesome. That's all you can ask for. You know what I mean? Those guys, I hope they stick around and I just make sure they will. You know what I mean? Supervisors
Yeah,
love them.
yeah,
I love them. Yeah. They look after the machines, they're training guys. That's everything I'm about, so it's good.
yeah, yeah. I found that sometimes I had to sort of teach them a little bit and teach operators not to call me for every little thing. Sometimes I
Yeah.
wouldn't answer it. So if I'd see that if they
Yeah.
call me, and I'm flat out, obviously, they're working or something, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
answer it the first time. And I'm like, all right, if it's really important, they'll call me back. If they haven't called me back, it means
Good
they've
call.
sorted it. And then I'd
That's
wait.
a
And if
good
they call
call.
me back again, I'm like, all right, cool, I better answer. And then
Cool.
sometimes I try and make them figure it out. Because you're right, you don't want them to be calling you for every little thing. And it's good to give them a bit of responsibility, and then they feel like they're part of the decision making.
Yeah, absolutely. Ownership and accountability, I think that's, you know what I mean? They can hang their hat on it, and that's huge. If you notice it with hire gear, not mine, don't care. You see the state they come back, and like Jackson gave him a brand new digger. One of the boys jumped in it. He's like, "Oh, I feel bad wearing my boots in it." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Dude, it's a construction machine. Just yeah, but that's a brand new machine." He's so stoked. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's what people need to do, and that these guys stick out among them all, and then that's hopefully we can keep attracting them and keeping them.
Yeah. And that's it, yeah, retaining employees. I did a little podcast on that recently saying that part of the process is the hardest part is retaining them, trying to keep them because once you put
Mm,
all that effort in training them, getting them to where you want, yeah, then it's about what are you doing to make their job enjoyable and want them to stay.
yeah, yeah, it is hard. It's hard because it's such a transient job. Industry we sort of up and down the thing, and we're wet plant hire, and we can't control the work environment. Some of the supervisors might not get on with the guys, but yeah, I think we've had like 150 people work for us over 9 years in 3 states. Yeah, it's wild because we're starting out. There's no minimums on these jobs. We couldn't pay full time. But now we're in a better position. We can pay full time, so we can keep guys. But that's the turnover rate's ridiculous. I'd
It is.
rather pay guys more money to keep them because I'm not the better the devil, but man, it just seems like you can get these core group of guys, and it's always these floaters that come in, and then yeah, it's frustrating. So yeah, but like I said, 9 years, got a sick team now, bro. So yeah, real happy. It's good. Life's
Good.
good.
That's it,
Yeah.
man. That's it. No, good, good. What do you do when that happens? Like I know it used to happen to me too. Like you send the guy to a civil site, and the supervisor for some reason just doesn't like him. And anything he does is like wrong. Apparently it's wrong. He's done this. He's damaged that, even if he hasn't. What do you do in those circumstances?
Oh yeah. Like, bro, if I see like one of the supervisors, he rung about 8:30. 8:30 is record, kicked off site. But yeah, see a phone call in the morning, you're like, you know exactly what's going to happen. You know, you're like, damn it. But I just tell a lot of guys, like, man, just be expected to be treated like an F-wit. And until you prove yourself, no one's going to give it. It's, I know they have standards and they want these guys to get that, but you've got to prove yourself. So, to be honest, once you do, you're killing it, you know? I've heard guys, they get told if you don't do it, would you get another subby? And then they're real torn what to do, you know what I mean? I explained to the guys, like, don't, if you feel unsafe, just ring me. I always have your back over anything. A lot of the time, I personally will take photos of things, or, you know, you can't ask for stuff in writing, obviously, but on the two-way, you're like, wait on, so you want me to walk over that mesh? So everyone hears, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that, because,
Yes.
yeah, as a subby, you're bottom of the food chain. Oh, it was him, you know what I mean? So taking photos of infrastructure damage and stuff like that, it's the world we live in, bro. You got to cover your ass. Yeah,
No,
and you'll be thrown under the bus 100%. Yeah.
always, man, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, dude.
one of
Yeah.
one of my mates that I work for, yeah, he always asks me, take photos, man, take photos, whatever. If there's a supervisor telling you to do something, take a photo with next to him. And I'm like, this guy, we call my mate the photographer as a bit of a joke because he's always filming stuff and
Yeah.
that. But then I know
Yeah.
why, because he gets
Timestamp it. Yeah.
yeah, man, he gets questioned on every invoice. Are you sure you used the hammer on that day? And he's like, yeah, we did. And then
Yeah.
he's like, take a photo
Yeah.
with the hammer, and timestamp's a good one. If anyone's got that up, yeah, timestamp's good because it does an actual stamp on it. And yeah, that's why, because they question invoices and say, I had operators get blamed for, you know, the power kiosks, the little power station things that we put on new estates, saying, oh, he ran into it with the smudge bar, and he's like, man, I didn't even work in that area. So I'm always like, take photos of everything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I said, I always have one AirPod in, so I just answer the phone fast. The boys ask for something, just try and fix it. You know, any dramas, you know, you're going to get two sides of a story. But yeah, it just is what it is. That's business, man. You just got to get in there, smooth it over. And if guys are clashing, we just swap them around, you know, if it's really that bad.
Yeah, and I like what you said about always being on their side, you know, and even if they're wrong, you just tell them later. Don't tell them in front of the guy. But yeah, you're right. I always do the same. I used to back them up always.
Yeah. Even if you
Yeah,
break something, or you got to hand your notice in, or you've damaged something, or man, I remember doing it, and you sit on it for the day, and you like feel scared to ring the boss, and you just, you know, you feel real weird. And then if you just ring straight away, you know, if the boys ring me, I'll just order a new one. Like, it is what it is. I know you didn't try to do it on purpose. You know what I mean? So yeah, things happen. So yeah, that's just, I
yeah,
don't know. That's just, I try and tell the boys, just chat to me. It's all good. Let's go. Let's get it done.
that's it, man. No, that's good. So when we talk about training a little bit earlier, Duffman was telling me that you do some of these little training days as well, and I did look at your posts as well, and I saw that you do stuff. What is that? Tell us a little bit about it and why you do that.
We've done quite a few. I just think I've got the machines, and if they're sitting in the yard, man, I just wish someone would have done it for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's because you can't get any training at all, because like you've got to get on site, and then you've got to get inducted and all this and safety and that. But you know, I just had the machines in the yard and just opened it up because it excites me, and I've always sort of unofficially trained guys on site. You know, they want to learn how to drive a digger or GPS, jump in a smoko. So to open the door to the up and coming guys is I don't know, dude. My currency isn't just money. It's all this woo-woo stuff. It's feelings and timing and vibe, and you know, as weird as that might sound, but dude, I just would love someone to do that for me. What, no skin off my nose. The boss boys have got the yard there. We're in there, and they all throw a barbecue on and everything, and yeah, brings the community together, and you network, and it's just goodness comes out of it, you know.
Yeah. And so what do you do? What do you actually show the guys on the day? Do you show them like the GPS and that, I heard as well?
Mm-hmm. So I keep it real simple because you can get quite overwhelmed with it. So there's only three things, you know what I mean? It's how to find design, the offset, and how to change buckets. Those three things to a new operator will buy you a week or two on site, you know what I mean? So instead of doing all this other fancy stuff, just three things. And then they can say, "Oh, I've done a bit of this, bit of that," and that's enough to buy them. And at Smoko, they can ring me if they want, because we've networked. Ring me and we'll go through infield design or depth and slope and other stuff. So yeah, just keep it real simple, dude. And then we're all practical guys in the industry. That's why we're in there. So to be able to touch the screen, and watch it rather than watch a video, I think that's, for me, that's how I learned. And that's, a lot of people love it. And they ring me. Everyone's got access to me after that. Like, yeah, we'll have a yarn and we go back through it all. And yeah, it's good. We need some operators. Where do we find them? You know what I mean? Where they're getting
Yeah.
trained. So
Yeah, it's the ongoing saga, man. Exactly. Like you mentioned earlier about, possibly having apprenticeships and stuff. There's got to be a different way, yeah. Because if you can't, if red tape doesn't let you get people on site to sit in your machine and have a go, and then these little RTO training things, they go for a 2 or 3 day course and that, it's just not enough. Guys can't, they can't get a good go, So
I've started a lot of guys with me without GPS experience, and I just tell them to get those, offsets and design and ring me, like run one of these. Don't let the supervisor know you don't know. And then I'll just talk you through it for the first couple of weeks. And I'll probably start at like 9 guys, like 9 or 10 guys like that. You know what I mean? Just tell the supervisor you just Trimble a top com back in New Zealand. You just need to get your head around the Trimble. You know what I mean?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Bro. Yeah. Because as soon as the supervisor finds out you haven't used GPS, they just lose all faith in you straight away.
That's so good, man. That's so good.
How are you supposed to get experience? Oh, yeah, it's easy, bro.
Yeah.
It's easy. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? And then because it's such a small network of people, so people remember that and they come back around. And and even if they don't, at least they can pass it on to someone else. And I love it, dude. It's the best thing going. That technology is insane. So, yeah, it's good to share it.
Man. Yeah, no, good. That's so good that you do that. And so what are these? These are like little, they're like they're just like a free little training day, is it? Like you just come on a Saturday or something and run it? And how often do you do these?
If I've got machines in the yard, like you can do 2 a year or something like that. It just depends. It's not scheduled or anything like that. Just more access to machinery. But yeah, I'm reluctant to monetize it. Like I said, I think I charged some gentleman jack. That was not a good idea. I had like 13 bottles of it. Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah.
And then, just like we're not, some places will dig, but others, it's more about just learning how the screen moves without actually digging up the yard and stuff like that. So, I just share the wealth, get some networking going on. So it's all good. And we can scope our operators coming through. I've actually had quite a few guys work for me through that. Because you see they're quite sharp on the sticks. So
that's pretty good, actually, yeah.
One guy turned up when he was 10. He came to one when he was 10 with his dad. He worked with me 6 years later. You know what I mean? How wild's that?
That is awesome, man. No,
that's what
so
it's about.
That's it, man. That's it. I wish there was a lot more of that, man. I really do. So no, it's good to hear. Good to hear, man.
That's just time. It's like, what are you doing on the weekend? You know what I mean? If the machines are there, let's go.
Yeah. No, that's so good, man. Tell us a little bit about this story. I read on one of your socials that you and your brother went to London or somewhere to do a demo job.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
No, dude, we're just backpackers, you know what I mean? So we all took. Yeah. We could go there. That sounds way better though. I should run with that. No, we were just backpacking over there, and then what we're doing, dude. We're doing real shit jobs.
It said like a demo, something about a big building or something that you were knocking down.
Yeah. I worked for Calfray, which is a massive demolition company in the middle of London. It was wild, dude. We had like 6 or 7 diggers all crammed into like basements, and you dig down, you could see where the Blitz had burnt all the stuff underground. There was so much history there. And then, we did a high-rise demolition, 28 stories. Yeah, me and my brother were just driving, like munching heads, and I think at one stage we had 27 archaeologists working underneath us, which was pretty wild. You know what I mean? They were traipsing around the mud and found Roman remains, and it was pretty wild. Yeah, it was, but that was fun. It was like you learn certain things, how to use the grapples and shears and stuff like that. Worked at Wembley Stadium, was cutting down the scaffold with a big grab. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we definitely didn't fly over there just for that. Yeah, we were just ended up sourcing our way in there, and really good jobs. It was heaps of fun. We took it pretty serious, and and then like I said, you can cross skill forestry, demo, civil, and mining, and you just put it all in one package when you are on site, and what you can do with a machine, speaks for itself. So yeah.
There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah.
You might have been on that show. What was that show in England? Time where they dig for artifacts and that. Oh,
Oh, I
time.
remember that. I remember
You
that.
know
Yeah.
the
I
show?
couldn't believe how much history is there. Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe the history there. Mm.
Yeah. They would.
It
They'd
was
have a
wild,
lot.
man.
Yeah, they'd have a lot. I mean, we get a lot of that down here in Melbourne now. They have a lot of these archaeological digs and people coming out watching you dig first to see what's under there. And
Yeah,
it's not like
yeah,
it
yeah.
used to be. And you can't just dig away anymore. You got to get all the right people in there.
No, that's it. It's all part of the process, but it's like with all the safety and permits and all that, it's all been written in blood, dude. It's, something's happened to hurt somebody or damage something. So it might be, you might think it's a pain in the ass, but it's there for a reason. So, and you're getting
Yeah,
paid to do it all. Just do it. There's nothing worse than not doing the paperwork, doing something wrong and scrambling. It is not a good feeling. Yeah.
yeah. How do you
Okay.
feel about the pre-starts, man? I'm laughing because
Mm.
whenever I go and do pre-starts, sometimes the supervisors will come around and go, "Oh, did you do your pre-start?" I'm like, "Yeah, they don't even check." So for starters, they hardly ever check, especially if you're still doing it on paper. And then I
Mm.
think sometimes they'll walk up to you and go, "Just do the pre-start safeties. We've got safety today. Go do your pre-start." I feel like sometimes
Mm.
they're still not taking that serious, man. Well, the daily pre-start. What's your opinion on those?
Because it's not their equipment, probably. You know what I mean? They don't care. Like
Yeah,
it's your bosses. But again, like you can spot wear and fatigue and stuff like that. Like if you should do it, and it should become a habit. Because if you can spot like a track pin or something that's creeping its way out, you could save hours of work. Or a dog bone that's cracked, or and yeah, at the end of every shift, like you can say, well, especially double shifting, yeah, you should, because if how can you say that it wasn't you that damaged that machine? So,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, especially if yeah, exactly right. Yeah, if you're rotating with operators, yeah, how do you know which
yeah.
one it was? Yeah, exactly,
Oh, it's
exactly.
just ownership, man. If it's again, like we've got good guys because they all most of them want to go out and do their own thing. You know what I mean? So just treat it like it's yours. And then I'm tempted to put the price of things on it, like stickers. I've seen someone do it on Instagram. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that'll make some people realize, well, shit, that's actually worth that much. It's a lot of money, some of this stuff.
Well, you know what? I think I got to a stage where I just started telling them they got to pay for it. So,
Yeah,
for a
yeah, yeah.
couple of things, like I know
Mm,
on the track loader, there was a bad habit. People used to take on the Cat 239. They used to take off the diesel the lid and put it on top of the machine, fill it up, take
oh,
off,
yeah.
and then drive all day without a lid on there. They've lost the lid. Then the fuel
Mm,
tank fills up with dirt. And in the end, I started saying those fuel caps were like $90 every time, and I was like, man,
yeah,
not only are you damaging the
yeah, yeah.
machine, which it did, eventually it did, but they found 40 mil of topsoil in my tank once.
Damn,
It stuffed all the pump and everything. But it
that's
was all because
wild.
of that, because they kept leaving the fuel caps off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
That's
and then
like I said, like having the long term guys on, they know all this and they care for stuff, and yeah, it's just the blow-ins that become a problem until they hung around for a while, unless
then they
unless
get
you
used to
know
it.
them. So yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. How did you go through the COVID period, man? How was that for you guys?
We had 5 machines in Melbourne, and they all got off fired at once, and I was like, oh my god, that's pretty bad. But it was just before COVID, so it kind of worked out all right. You know what I mean? COVID. Yeah, what do we? I don't know, dude. We just got through. You know what I mean? We might have sold 1 or 2 machines, and I don't think it was as bad up here, but there wasn't like lockdowns as such, and there was, I think I wore a face mask once, at a job. Um, yeah, we got through it, bro. Yeah, it's that long ago. I can't even remember. All I knew is we got married. Me and the missus got married because we couldn't invite anyone. We're stoked, so it was a good time to get married. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
that's a big saving. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, oh, bro. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
but
like it.
it's up and down. Yeah, it has its, like we went all the way to Melbourne because it was quiet here, and you come all the way back, and it was basically turnover. But it's yeah, kept us afloat at the end of the day. You just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what about now? Well, look, obviously Melbourne's a bit quiet with work, and are you finding a lot of Victorians are coming up there, and how's that affecting you? Are you
Yeah.
seeing any Victorians coming up?
They're definitely, and they're not silly to not come up here. I think you got to do what you got to do. But I mean, it hasn't started yet. The work hasn't started yet. Like a lot of guys are ringing me, and I'm like, dude, I think at one stage, one guy rang me, had 5 machines in the yard. I'm like, yeah, I wish it was good, but yeah, we still haven't even started. There's no really big long-term jobs yet. It's always, I don't know what's going to happen. What are they just going to drop it all at once, and then we're just scrambling? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's either hot or it's cold up here, mate. And we've got a bit of gear out at the moment. But yeah, there's no long-term stuff, to be honest. It hasn't started, and I'm not just saying that. That's the actual truth. So yeah, a lot of guys hit me up, but like I said, it's got to come up. Like I did, you've got to make relationships. You've got to have a network of guys that know, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just another subby at the end of the day. And I swear to God, if we start dropping the dollar and pulling our pants down for people, it'll be ropeable. You know what I mean? That shit
Yeah.
doesn't fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah. No,
happened for too long, man. This is our time to make some money,
yes. Yeah, that's true, man.
Mm.
That's true. And unfortunately, you're right. Yeah, as soon as supply goes up, then
Mm.
the
Mm.
rates and that come down. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope,
Yeah. But
hopefully not.
there will be a lot of work. There will be a lot of work, though. There has to be, but it's just a matter of when they're going to pull their finger out and release it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Very true, man. Very true. What about social media and that? So you do a bit of posting and stuff.
Mm.
Do you find
Yeah.
that works for you? Are you one of those guys that like thinks it doesn't, it's all rubbish and that, or do you actually use it to your advantage?
It's probably, it's more of an employment tool, more than like finding work. Like, so it's sort of, I guess, I guess that's what LinkedIn or something's for, like those guys that are, professional, whatever. But it's kind of good because I can put out what I'm about and what our company's about and stuff like that, and then hopefully attract people that are, want to join a culture like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, we work hard and we aim for, getting everything done and all that, but we still have a bit of a laugh and joke around and that. So, but yeah, I don't. People are like, oh, you could lean right into it, blah blah blah. But no, I prefer. Man, it's just waste of time. Like you get sucked into the Instagram, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
So
it
I
is
don't
like a
know. I don't
vortex,
know.
man. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's bad. Hey, I'm like, it's a work tool, and 15 minutes later, I'm scrolling, and I'm just like, damn it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's good. It's really, really good for networking with guys, like employees and stuff like that. But definitely not for work or anything like that. Really, no.
Yeah. And what about, so we're talking about how hard we work as business owners and that. What do you do to wind down? So for all the guys that are also working so many hours and revved up and that, do you do like any hobbies, or what do you do to sort of
Hmm.
wind down?
Well, I try to surf. Yeah, I don't really that much, but I found jujitsu 3 years ago. Holy shit, that's so much fun. Yeah, it's really. Sometimes you need to
Jiu-jitsu.
strangle people. Yeah, yeah, or get strangled. Yeah, it's pretty wild, dude. I did rugby back home, and yeah, the caliber of people in there's insane, and yeah, you're just learning all the time. I really enjoy learning, like starting something and just feeling the growth. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fun. And I DJ as well. So and just work in the garden, do a lot of stuff around the community, rescue stray cats every now and then. So yeah, it's just try and keep low key, stay local, and yeah, just it's all good. Yeah.
That's it. Well, there you go. People reaching those jiu-jitsu. So if you owe money, make sure you pay up. Yeah. He'll be coming around. Yeah.
So
Oh, there you
it's
go.
pretty funny, dude. You know why I joined? Because I was reckon once a year someone would ring me and threaten me through the
Oh,
industry.
really?
I'm like, dude, I need to learn some shit. So just situation awareness and being a Kiwi, I don't want I don't want to hurt people, but it's pretty cool to be able to restrain people. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a superpower, dude, and keeps me fit and sane. And like I said, the caliber of people down there that circle is insane. Yeah, it's so nice, such good people. Yeah, so basically that's what I do. Yeah,
There you go, man.
it's
And there's
good.
a
It's good.
question.
It's good.
Yeah, that's it. There's a question that I ask everyone. If you couldn't do this, if you couldn't do earth moving, what else would you be doing? What other sort of career do you reckon you'd be doing?
I always wanted to join the army. Yeah, as a kid, I wore army fatigues. Me and my brother would just hunt all the time. You know what I mean? So I always. Oh, damn, I kind of regret that I didn't go into the army, to be honest. I just think that would have been like a boys' clubs kind of thing and travel and learning machines there as well.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Yeah, 100%, dude. you ask anyone at my school what would Reece do, and everyone thought I'd be joining the army. So, and I didn't. So, but yeah.
Yeah, soldier
What about
boy.
you?
There you
What
go.
would you do?
Oh man, I know when I was younger, always wanted to be in the army. I actually did army cadets when I was young.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I did cadets for a bit. First, actually, I started the what do you call it, Air Force cadets, with a
Yep,
mate of
yep.
mine, and then he turned 18. He was a bit older. He turned 18, so then he couldn't do cadets anymore. He had to choose whether to go in the actual defense
Yeah,
or not.
right. Yeah.
I think it was 18's the limit, something like that. And anyway, so I couldn't go with him anymore. So then I ended up doing army cadets, and then did that for a bit till my mum had enough of waiting for us because we used to muck around so much during the training nights, and then they'd keep us
Yeah.
in attention for like an hour afterwards. So we're supposed to finish at like 8, and my mum's waiting in the car park while we're all standing in there because people have been running around being silly. And she's like, I've had enough of this. I'm not standing here waiting anymore.
No, fair enough.
Yeah. So, we sort of, it sort of faded out. Oops, sorry, it's knocked everything. Yeah, it just sort of faded out a bit, man. But yeah, I would have been, maybe
good.
similar. Probably army or something, or Air Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. There you go, man. Similar. And then what's the future, man? What are the plans for the company? Where do you see it going?
Like I said, it's hard. All these opportunities are popping up now that we're so old and older. We've got so many networks and that. And then I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to get big. I just want to get better. And then we just started our first FIFO, I guess you'd call it, sort of thing. Got 3 machines up in Rockhampton, so that's kind of exciting in that regard. But yeah, definitely not bigger. I just want to update the fleet and just, like I said, go exclusively cat and just try and keep at the forefront of technology. We were first with Black Cat to adopt the next gen excavators, and that technology, man, just keep feeding it to us. Let's go. Yeah, it's the future. Yeah.
There you go. The first. Yeah, that's right. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, Stewie was like, man, you're going to be frothing about this, and dropped this brochure. And I was like, holy shit, all integrated, got all these things, and all the buttons you can set them up so you can have it how you want it. And yeah, it was cool. It was really, really good. So, yeah.
So that's it. Yeah, that's the plan. No, good.
Yep.
That's good, man. And what else? Is there anything else that you wanted to add? Have I not asked something, or you want to talk about something that I missed? What do you reckon, man?
No, I think, I honestly, dude, for any of the young cats out there that want to get in, man, just take your time, get good at what you're doing. It might just be shoveling, it might be, a drainer, it might be a truck driver, but people around you will notice, like, that guy's good. That guy, he's good at that. Any good truck drivers, I'd grab them and I'd be like, "You want to drive a digger?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." And then, because they mastered that, so they'll master the digger. And each job, each machine can work in with the other. And if you know what that one's doing, that'll make you better at that. Like, that dozer can't get into the toe of that batter, so you get in there and you pull it out. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Don't just rush and try and get to the top. Like, spend time with older guys. They know what they're doing. Listen. Yeah, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Yeah,
That's so true. So true, man. I remember someone telling me that. Use this, not this. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah.
No, so true.
And the industry's small, dude. Don't shit on people. Don't rip people off. Don't undercut. Don't any of that. Just work together. Like, I work in closely with Boss Hire, working with some of our competitors. Guys came up from New South Wales. I could have just said to them, "Oh, here comes the enemy," or whatever. But I offered them room at our yard and stuff like that. And we're still good friends to this day. Probably made more money with him and had a better, healthier relationship by sharing rather than just seeing him as the enemy, So I just think if we all work together, we can all make it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you know what, Reece? Thank you very much for coming on and having this lovely chat with us and inspiring some of these young guys that are looking at joining our industry. Because I reckon that you're right. We do need to look at how we're going to train these people and get them into that seat. So I appreciate what you're doing with all that training stuff that you offer as well and advice. And if anyone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to get in touch?
Probably Cooper Civil, all one word, on Instagram. And just hit me up, DM me, and then I'll get back to you for sure.
Awesome. All right, cool. Reese, thanks to you once again, and to everyone else, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. See you.
So,
Yeah,
For trucks, obviously. On the lot.
he became steel resistant.